budget affair is supposed to be about budgeting. That's what my mom said, at least. But, you know, I don't know. I want to talk about other stuff too.
Got it from the mud, now I'm coming up. I've been working all week, I'm about to throw some. Call my girls up, come on, let's twerk some. I was up in the clubs with them stripes though. I'm a big dog, when you see me better walk. Walk that walk, like you talk that talk. Better be a boss, better be a boss.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Budget Affair YouTube channel and podcast. In today's episode, I am going to talk about something a little bit different. I had some content planned, not really planned, but I definitely did not expect to come on and talk about what I'm about to talk about because I tend to keep some of my most vulnerable experiences between myself and my therapist, or myself and a close friend or family member, just because that's where I feel the most safe to express myself. But today, for some reason, I just feel like being in front of the camera. I feel like it's really good for my mental health to just get up and be a little bit more productive and do something that I like to do. I like to talk on the podcast. I like to speak on camera. I like the way that I look today. So yeah, I just decided to come on, and I don't know if this is going to be released because, again, I just kind of feel like some things are better said in safer spaces, and my experiences with just how I feel in general, like I've never been attacked online or anything like that, but just how I felt in general after I release content that's really vulnerable to me, I just don't feel really good. In the past, I haven't felt really good, so I may or may not release this, but I know that for right now, it's really good for my mental health to just do this right now, because let me tell y'all something. Like, a lot of the things that I have been wanting to do and just see happen in my life has been in the abyss. It's been in limbo. It's like I'm pursuing certain things, and I guess you could say I'm being rejected left and right, or I'm having to wait longer than expected, longer than normal. Like, just certain things is happening that is just like, why is this happening? It's really frustrating to me because is this a sign? I have been pursuing a mortgage loan, and I think just now, right before I started this video, he told me that I did not get approved. And I say I think because an email popped up and it said something about this is the reason why you're not qualified. So that's kind of, straight to the point. But I just, pushed it to the side and was like, you know what? Let me just do this video because I'm already kind of feeling some type of way. And it's just other things in my life that just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel good. I'm just like, I've been really good at managing my thoughts and managing myself. But at some point, it's almost like I get tired of doing that, and I revert back to the bad coping skills that I had before, which was self-neglect, ignoring my emotions, ignoring my feelings, stuffing everything down, lashing out, and just, yeah. And so a healthy way that I cope with stuff like this is I just tell myself that I know and I trust that things are working out for my good. I'm still waiting on an apartment. I'm still sitting on all this money, which is good. That's not a bad thing. But it's just like I expected to be in my place by now. And although I'm not necessarily in a rush, but you know how things sort of compound over time. So like, if I'm expecting to be in my place, now all of a sudden everything around me is annoying. Now all of a sudden my environment is not suitable for my mental health. And I know, like, I just know me, so I know that it's really just all to do with my expectations, my wanting to be in my own place by now, me wanting to make more money. And yeah, it just doesn't feel good. Like I'm just not in a good space. But this feels good, coming on here and talking it out and talking, pretending like I'm gonna release this. I don't know if I am, but it feels good to just do it. And I was listening to a lady earlier today on YouTube. I forgot her name, but I was listening to her, and she pretty much talked about how you can have it all, just not all at once, and how just because one thing might be going wrong, there could be, it's your job to focus on what's going right. And maybe I can do a little bit of like what's going right. My current job, I absolutely love. I love my team. Everything that I wrote out on my list I got in this job except the salary. But just, being around kind, helpful people who are patient and willing to teach me, being in a healthy work environment. Those are some of the things that I put on my list. Being able to be a mom, and my job right now, they value a work-life balance. So I really appreciate that. I love my job. I love my car. Like the car that I have now is the car that I wanted. And although I'm about ready to get something new, it has still just been with me. This is my second car in my life. And so it just feels really good to have that. What else? What else is going good? Oh, the budget affair is going pretty good. I've connected with a lot of people so far. I feel like, honestly, I was thinking to myself the other day that I have like a following threshold. Like, even with when I was doing her jams, like I only got up to like 200 and something followers. And I started to I'm at like 200 and something followers now with the Budget Affair on Instagram. But I'm already kind of feeling myself like drift away. And I'm like, do I have like a following threshold or something? Because like, I don't know. It's like I hit, 200 or something, and then I just start to like take a break or whatever. But then again, maybe a break is, every now and again isn't so bad, because like I've been consistently putting out content, and not that creating content is hard. I actually really enjoy creating content, and I've came a long way from when I first started, even back when I started her gyms, with just the way that I can regulate my thinking around followers and growth and all of that. Because it's like now I'm like, you know what, the following will come, that stuff will come. I ain't worried about all of that. Like, I'm really just enjoying. It's much easier for me to enjoy creating content than it was before, because before I would be looking at the likes and all of that, and it's like, no, now I'm like, whatever, I'm just keep on posting. If I like it, I'm just keep on posting it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is for me. Like, yeah, I want to make an impact on other people, but I started this. This is for me. Nobody forced me to doing the Budget Affair. Nobody forced me to do her gems. Nobody is forcing me to do YouTube or to podcast. So like, all of this stuff is for me. And like someone told me, like, this is my passion. My passion should bring passion into my life. You know what I'm saying? My content, if she was like, you are your first follower, your first subscriber, your first like, your first message, your first DM, you know what I'm saying, your first share. If you like it, then that's all right. That's enough. And so I just been practicing it. Like, you know what? No, like my like is enough. And really, truly, it has really become a part of me. It's how I operate 90% of the time now. I'm just like, if I like it, that's all that really matters to me. Because creating these posts, when I'm creating, I feel good. It didn't take me long to realize that once I put it out there and start looking for other people's likes, I'm actually looking for their validation, and it doesn't feel good. Now, don't get me wrong, validation in and of itself feels good, whether it's coming from me or from somebody else. But if I'm looking for it, if it feels like I'm desperate for it, it don't really feel good. So yeah, I'm at a really good place with the budget affair and her gems. What else? I think that's it, y'all. I think that's all I'm gonna talk about today because, again, like, I'm just not in a good space, and I got this big old smile on my face, but I'm really just like, y'all, like, I don't know. I need to do my budget, and y'all know, like, I need to be doing my budget. It's already May 28th, and I have not done my budget. Confession, I have not done any tracking, and my motto is just showing up. Oh, I'm such a fraud, y'all. I promise I'm not a fraud, y'all. I promise. I'm gonna update my tracker. You know what? No, I'm trying my best, okay? My motto is do your best. That money management is morally neutral, okay? You don't gotta be perfect at it. You don't have to feel guilty or shame about it, okay? So boom, don't even come for me, okay? Don't do that. Do not do that. This was fun. This was fun. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to release this, but because, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes, I don't know. I don't feel like taking life so serious. Like, that's how I feel sometimes. Like this video, this podcast episode, I like this. I like free balling it. I like feeling free. I guess because I feel so restricted in other areas. It's only so much I can control. And I just feel like, when is it going to be my time? Like, I'm finna literally cry. I don't know if y'all can see the tears. That's so extra. But yeah, no, like, seriously, I'm waiting. And most times I'm patiently waiting. Most times I am self-regulating and I'm able to cope in a healthy way. But today I almost felt like I was trying to slip back into old habits. Oh, fun fact about me, right? So I used to be a smoker. Like, I used to smoke Black and Milds. So ashamed. I used to smoke Black and Milds, y'all, and I used to be addicted. Like, no cap. I used to be addicted to them things. And y'all know what I did? I should have put this in my what is it? That episode I did on what was that episode I did? It was called manifestation. How I manifested my car. That's what it was called. But I should have put how I manifested becoming addiction free from nicotine. Y'all know nicotine is really hard. If it was easy to quit, a lot more people would quit. But the one thing that I did, so at the time that I was smoking, I remember I was listening to Oprah's Super Soul Sunday. And I don't know what episode it was on, but somebody had said something like, even in the midst of doing something that you know is unhealthy for you and something that you want to stop, they was like, no, continue doing the affirmations, like, I am addiction free. So over time, I'm like, I just kept saying it. Even like, I'll be sitting there smoking a Black and I'm like, thank you, God, I am smoke addiction free. I am nicotine free. I'm no longer addicted to these Blacks. I would say that over and over again, right? And then I even had like this little post-it that I put on my wall. And shout out to my cousin, okay? Because she tried me. I had my little affirmation on the wall. And I had this thing on the wall for a good year and a half, right? Y'all know they said that there's a gestation period between the time you ask for something and the time that you actually receive it. So I had this little card on my wall for so long. It said, I am smoke addiction free. And one day my cousin came to visit and she looked at the card and she was like, how's that going? We had just probably got done smoking a Black. So she tries to comfort me, y'all. But no, like, eventually though, like, it's not even on my wall anymore because I quit smoking. Like, one day I just quit. Like, one day, man, I wish I labeled the journal that I had at the time, the date, because I remember specifically, I remember where I was working at. I remember what day, like I remember the day that it was. Like, I don't remember the date, but I remember what I was doing. I had work that day. I was sitting at my desk and I just wrote it out. I have been journaling for a long time though about just praying, just wanting to quit smoking, just knowing that it was horrible for my health. And I just could not believe that, it stinks. And I'm just walking around smelling like a big old cigarette. Like, y'all, it wasn't that. But that night I came home from work And that night, I sat on my floor and I said, I'm done. I'm done. It was just me, myself, and I. And I sat there and I said, I'm done. And in my mind, if I can give you guys a vivid picture of what I was thinking about at that time, I thought about myself being like on a hamster wheel. Like, I'm done. I'm not looking back. There's no looking back. I was so addicted to Black and Milds that, like, if I went to the gas station, I would have an urge to get a Black and Mild. If I saw old Black and Mild little bud on the ground, I would have an urge to get a Black and Mild. If I was having a good conversation on the phone and felt like, oh, girl, I need a Black and Mild. Like, that's how addicted I was to them Black and Milds, child. Like, this was not, again, I'm not playing. Like, I was addicted and I'm not addicted no more. And it's just, I've been so lighthearted about it. Like, and that's just such a powerful story that, like, I can't believe that I get to tell, because at some point I couldn't even see myself without smoking blacks. Like, I could not see what my life would look like without me smoking blacks, because I would do them in any situation, on my way to work, in social situations, on my way to church, from church, child. If I'm, like I said, if I'm having a good conversation on the phone, I'm gonna step outside, smoke me a little Black and Mild. Especially don't give me the drinking now. Okay, do not give me the drinking, cause yes ma'am, Black and Mild me please. What? So yeah, like, to just be at a place where I can literally say I am smoke addiction free. I could probably find one of my journals where I would, like, write out my affirmations, and that would be one of my affirmations. Yeah, that's good. I finally paid for my HR certification class, which was like $1,600, and then the actual test is like $500 or $500, one of them. That's significant because it took me a really long time to get to this point. Like, it really did take me a very long time to get to this point where I've paid for the dang on certification, because I have been kind of teeter-tottering between the certification and going back to get my my master's degree in human resources. And I finally made a decision, so that's good. I'm already starting to feel good. I'm already starting to feel better, y'all. Thank you. So what else? What else can I talk about? Any hot goss? Like, can I talk about any hot goss? The budget affair is supposed to be about budgeting. That's what my mom said, at least. Y'all know when your mama say stuff, it's just like, it's almost kind of written in stone. But, you know, I don't know. I want to talk about other stuff. But she said to not give up her gems, and I'm like, child, sometimes you just gotta let stuff go. Okay? Sometimes you just gotta move on and do other things. All right, let me end this episode. This is the end of this episode. I don't know if I'm going to release it, but I can't say that I had a lot of fun. I feel better. I really do. Because I was just really feeling kind of down. Because a lot of things are in limbo, but just because some things are in limbo does not mean that they are not going to happen. I think most things are happening for my good, and that God is aligning things, and He has the chess pieces, and He's moving them around so that the things that I really want the most can happen for me, not the things that I want right now in this moment. You know what I mean? Like, not things that I think will soothe me, but things that will really bring value into my life. They're coming, they're happening. I'm going to stand firm on that, I believe. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, ain't really having to do with no budgeting or nothing like that, but yeah, so if you guys want to connect even more, follow us on Instagram at The Budget Affair. Follow us on TikTok at The Budget Affair. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a private Facebook group that I need to post on. And so yeah, that's it, y'all. Bye. Girl, my baby. No, ma'am. Anyway, nope. Don't come over here. Do not, put it in the garbage. Put it in the garbage.
When I did the pop, it popped, and then it just
Put it in the garbage. Anyway, so